and join my correspondent Charlie Adams.
So first up, can we have Toby from 7D with his original poem?
What does racism look like? No, really, what does racism look like? Does it look something like this? Or maybe like this? Whatever it looks like, it must look weird. What does sexism look like? Or any negative ism? Does it look like this? Or maybe like President Trump's idea for a wall. Maybe it's like the caste system, with the superior on top and the poor, weak and lowest to fend for themselves, longing for a better life and hoping that samsara will take them to a higher garden. Or the lingering effects of apartheid. Is your race in a race for supremacy? Or have times changed? Is dash, everyone dash, like dash, this dash, now dash, question mark? Even the question mark is linked. But the full stop doesn't belong inside the brackets. I mean, it's only letters and the occasional punctuation marks. It's a basic form of grammar, and I don't think it's changing, but who knows? The interrobang. A question, an exclamation mark, fused together. Once, it didn't even exist, but guess what? It does now. And it's opened the gates for literary artists everywhere.
Next of all, we have, let me have a look at this, Tattin from 8D, who is performing a pre-written poem.
Welcome to society. We hope you enjoy your stay, and please feel free to be yourself, as long as it's in the right way. Make sure you love your body, not too much or will tear you down. And please we'll bully you for smiling, and then wonder why you frown. We'll tell you that you're worthless, that you shouldn't make a sound, and then cry before the others as you're buried in the ground. You can fall in love with anyone, as long as it's who you choose. And we'll let you have your opinions, but please shape them to our views. Welcome to society. We promise that we won't deceive. And one more rule, now that you're here, there's no way you can leave.
And next up, we'll have Eloise from 8S performing.
People like us. What can that mean? It can be as limited as a pond or as wide as the sea. People like us. What can that mean? Leave us alone, we're only 13. People like us. What, like a child? We're not little kids, let us run wild. People like us. We've all been the same. All of us have been trying to win the same game. People like us don't need to be a mirror, reflecting that girl because she's sweeter or slimmer. People like us, right down to the core, know that us are the same and be such a bore. People like you, humble and shy, don't change to be mean or sly. People like you, outgoing and loud, don't change when someone says they're fed up with your sound. People like you, caring and kind, don't change if someone thinks they can take you for granted in their mind. People like us, don't be clones of each other. Be different from your friend, your neighbour, your brother. People like us, don't wait for an invitation. Don't change now. because we're the next generation.
Next up we have Honey Edwards from 7L performing an auto original.
People like us, what does that mean? Who are we? Who are they? No, what is normal in a world of similarities and differences? Is it blonde hair? Is it brown? Is it pale or tan? What is normal in a world with similarities and differences? Is it the office worker wearing his freshly pressed suit? Or the scruffy schoolboy with his tie undone? What is normal in a world with similarities and differences? Like girls, like boys, what is normal when we live in a world, when we live in a community that runs away in fear from the things that we have caused, the things that we have made? I don't think you're normal. Don't feel offended. I know I'm not normal either. When we live in a world of mirror images, in a world with similarities and differences.
And next we'll have Jess from AW with the songs.
Did you know the average person spends 4 years of their life looking down at a cell phone? Kind of ironic, ain't it? How these touch screens can make us lose touch. But it's no wonder in a world filled with iMacs, iPads and iPhones, so many I's, so many selfies, not enough us's and we's. See, technology has made us more selfish and separate than ever. Because while it claims to connect this, connection has got to know better. And let me express first, Mr. Zuckerberg, not to be rude, but you should reclassify Facebook to what it is, an anti-social network. Because while we may have big friend lists, so many of us are friendless, all alone. Friendships are more broken than the screens on our very phones. We sit at home on our computers measuring self-worth by numbers of followers and likes, ignoring those who love us. It may seem we would rather write an angry post than talk to someone who might actually help us. Am I bugging? You tell me, because the other day I asked a friend, asked me up face to face, and he said, alright, what time you want to Skype? I replied with OMG, SRS and a bunch of SMHs, then I realised, what about me? Do I not have the patience to have a conversation without abbreviation? This is a generation of media overstimulation, chat of images and snaps. The news is 140 characters, videos of 6 seconds at high speed, and you may wonder why ADD is on the rise faster than 4G LTE. But get a load of this. Studies have shown the attention span of an average adult today is 1 second lower than that of a goldfish. So let me finish by saying you do have a choice, yes, but this one, my friends, we cannot autocorrect, we must do it ourselves. Take control or be controlled, make a decision. Me? I don't want to ruin a precious moment anymore by recording it with a phone. I'm just going to keep them. No longer will I post pictures of my meals anymore, I'm just going to keep them. I don't want the new app, the new software, or the new update if I want to post an old photo. Who says I have to wait until Thursday? I'm tired of performing in the pageantry of vanity, conforming to this accepted form of digital insanity. Call me crazy, but I imagine a world where we smile when we have no batteries, because that will mean be one bar closer to humanity.
Next up we have Lorcan from 7E.
Just you look at me, man, stomping down the street. My Crombie is stuffed with biceps, my shoes is filled with feet. Just you hark to me, man, when they call us out. My head is full of silence, but my mouth is full of shout! Just you watch me move, man, steady, like a clock. My heart is spaced on bluebee, my soul is stoned on rock. Just you read my name, man, writ for all to see. The wars is red with stories, the streets is filled with me!
Next up, Lani from 17, performing an original.
Pictures hanging up in our room of people who we look up to most, people who we want to be, people who the world admire, with their products flashing everywhere, promising us immaculate skin or the ideal figure or how to change our disgraceful features. So we go to the only thing that can tell us the truth, the mirror, our reflection, the grand reveal of all of our flaws. Taunting us, the mirror shows everything that society hates. 2 stocky thighs and a stomach that should never exist. Do I like these features? Are we supposed to like them? With their songs playing on the radio, drumming into our minds that we are faultless, we are worth it, and our lives are perfect. So tell me, why do we diet? Why do we exercise to our limits yet are never satisfied with our results? Why do we check the scales every single morning just to make sure that a pound has not come back on? Sorry.
Next up we have Isabel from 18.
When it came to listening, my mother taught me open heart and silence. When it came to speaking, she said it is not done with the mouth, but through patience and thought. When it came to being, she said be tender and rough at once, for you must remain vulnerable to fully live, but tough to survive it all. When it came to choosing, she said be thankful and willing, for choices were the one thing she never had the privilege of making.
Sorry, can we just have your name again? Sorry.
Next up, Lily from 7W, performing
All through the world, you will see not one identical person, not you, not me. One may be shy, tender and sweet, whilst another may be uptight, stern and neat. One may be lazy, grouchy and moody, whilst another may be ecstatic, crazy and loony. As we discover our personalities, day by day, do we notice the strangers that stray our way? Not one the same, thinking the same thoughts, clothing the same, looking the same, even playing the same sports. We don't truly ponder about the strangers dawdling by, their culture, ethnicity, background. Why wonder why? We need to acknowledge the strangers, young, old, tall or small, because the people like us are not like us at all.
Next we have Lani from 8L performing an original.
People like us belong in the back. People like us face the verbal attacks. People like us are not really seen, because people like us were never made for the big screen. That's because people like us are not better than them. People like us will never shine like gems. That's because people like us are always alone. People like us, we belong on our own. The others always look at people like us. They think our thoughts are pointless. Oh, they're not worth the fuss. But through the tough times of hate and frustration, the realisation occurred that people like us stand as one nation. Instead of taking in pain and feeling locked away in a prison, I realised it doesn't have to be like this. So I spoke some words of wisdom. Forget about what they say. Forget about all the hate. Forget about all hurtful labels. Don't worry about your names. Just think about you, your life, your choice. Don't hide away your feelings. Let everyone hear your voice. Popular or not, white or black, confident or shy, there's no reason to hold back. People like us aren't different to people like them. So stop trying to compare, because there's no need to condemn. So people like us do fit in. Stop the doubt and start considering that people like us, we do matter, and we will always care about the latter.
Next up, Alex from 8E, pre-written.
There are more like us. All over the world, there are confused people who can't remember the name of their dog when they wake up. And people who love God, but can't remember where he was when they went to sleep. It's alright. The world cleanses itself this way. A wrong number occurs to you in the middle of the night. You dial it. It rings just in time to save the house. And the second story man gets the wrong address where the insomniac lives. And he's lonely, and they talk. And the thief goes back to college. Even in graduate school, you can wander into the wrong classroom and hear great poems lovingly spoken by the wrong professor. And you will find your soul. Greatness has a defender, and even in death, you're safe.
Next up we have Jamie from 8S.
I don't know about you, but when I fill out applications, I never know which race what to check. I know, you're probably saying to yourself, it's obviously you're black. Well, I just got my heritage DNA results back, and it told me that actually I am 72% West African, 14% British, 7% West European, 3% East European, and 3% Finnish descent. Now you tell me which race box do I pick? And if I pick that one, does that mean the others get dismissed simply because society has created a box that limits my full heritage? See, growing up, I thought race was real. Society told me that it was us versus them versus us, and that my race should stick together and be strong. But after my DNA results, I asked myself, is race as real as I thought after all? Now pause. Before some of you get upset and abrasive, let me say this, racism is very real. Who can deny such a statement? You look at housing, prison, healthcare and education, not to mention the things that I've personally faced with, and it is clear that there is racial discrimination. But race, my friends, is a figment of our collective imagination, simply a learned categorization. But if you take pride in your race, I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just saying, do you want to define all of who you are by this tiny box? I mean, wouldn't you define the sky by a cloud? How about the ocean by a drop, maybe a house by its curtains? No. See, there is more to your story than society's abridged version. And just as we must never judge a book by its cover, we must never judge a person by their skin. And each time we use My Heritage DNA, we find amazing chapters hidden within. Each one co-authored by our ancestors. I say our, because humankind is interconnected and entwined like vines, springing up from one tree, one family tree, that goes by the name humanity.
Next up, Brian from 17.
Where is the place for people like us? The artists, the servers, the soul observers, every INFJ, every socially awkward girl, with so much depth
they could sink. Those who are searching for their mind but have found their soul, and those who have found their minds by losing their marbles. And let me think. I don't understand. I'm asking questions and I can't find answers. When I find answers, I'm still looking for the question. But I ask you this. Where is the place for people like us?
Next up from 8W we have Alex London, who is performing an original.
They're people like us, only they're captured by terrorists that want to be rulers. They beg to be free. They plead to be free. The most frequent question is, why me? Their children are tortured, their family members shot. Their bodies are left there to catch diseases and rot. They turn insane because they're trapped in a lab. They don't deserve these punishments. It's not fair. Because after all, we're all human. However, modern day society only cares about their hair, looks and what she wears. And it's covered the news for years. But no one can imagine the amount of fears that an innocent civilian that suffers from entrapment sees every single day. And some of us only care if the sky is grey. And some of us only care what Theresa May is going to say. And some people's jobs are to say aye or nay about laws in our country that some of us take for granted. The laws in our country that keep us safe. But the hostages can't say the same. So are they like us? Because they're forgotten, including their name. The family got taken. He, she, him, her, each one of them was shaken by the gun pointing to their head. He wished he wouldn't end up dead along with his fatuous family. Then they escaped. He hides for his life. He hides his kids and his wife. He tries to gain hope, but he can't cope with the amount of anxiety that boils inside of him. He hides from sunlight when it gets dim. Every day and night is the same. He realises that life is not a fair game. It's a win or lose world that engulfs every name, every being on this earth. You either get a trophy or a maim, a wound that doesn't heal and sings every second. He reckons you are gazing with all skies. I don't think they're like us, because they're taken, plus they live a terrible, terrible life. Because the terrorists carry guns, bombs and knives. I had a dream that some people open their eyes and think about the stolen girls and guys, because on the news the main statistics I see are how many average deaths occur from terrorists in that country. We can't imagine it because we're not similar to them. However, they care about family just like us. They want to educate their children just like us. They live in a rural or urban area just like us. On the inside, they're just like us. But they want to get rid of the fuss of that one group that's named as family. Just think about it. Think for a second. Are they like us?
Next up, Lucas from 7L.
There's miles of land in front of us, and we're dying with every step we take. We're dying with every breath we make, as we fall in line. A stranger's back is all I see. He's only a few feet in front of me, and I'll look left and right sometimes, but I'll fall in line. No one looks up anymore, because you might get a raindrop in your eye, and heaven forbid they see you cry, as we fall in line. And about this time of every year, the line will go to the ocean pier and walk right off into the sea. And then we'll fall asleep. And as we near the end of land and our ocean graves are just beyond the sand, I ask myself the question why I fall in line. Then out of the corner of my eye, I see a spaceship in the sky and hear a voice inside my head that says, follow me instead. So then the wages of war will start. Inside my head will my counterpart, and the emotionless marchers will chant the phrase, this line's the only way. And then I start down the stand. My eyes are focused on the end of land, but once again the voice inside my head says, follow me instead. Follow me instead. Follow me. Take me up, seal the door. I don't want to march here anymore. I realise that this line is dead, so I'll follow you instead. So then you put me back in my place, so I might start another day, and once again I will be in a march to the sea.
Sorry, can we have the name again? Sorry.
Lucas Baker.
Next, can we have Samantha from 8D performing an original?
People like us, we're not like you, but that's not supposed to matter. You need to accept that and move on. There's a glass ceiling we need to shatter. From the moment we're born, we're told everything we do is wrong. And the moment we learn to love ourselves, they say we've grown too strong. We've always been convinced we're inferior. This internal belief that we're less than, it doesn't just hurt, it kills. If only we knew that we should be our biggest fan. It seems they'll always find a way to hate us, even if you're just being you. After seeing this hateful pattern, I'm starting to think it's not us that's the issue. Even those who claim to support us still insist on tearing us down. It seems they only want some to succeed, the ones who take what they're given without a frown. Many choose to ignore that some of us can't read or write, and that's not because we don't want to, it's because some think we don't have the right. They say we're not interested in science, business, directing, but maybe if you stepped away from the mic, we'd have less trouble projecting. We can do anything, we're very successful, but rather than being pleased, they get intimidated. Not only do they try and belittle us, they ensure we're discredited and hated. They insist on putting us down, even when we're ourselves, we're told we're faking. They say we don't try hard enough, but there shouldn't be a ceiling that needs breaking. Why do you insist on calling us pretty before you call us kind, funny, or smart? If you actually wanted to compliment us, that's exactly where you start. We must mean something, we make up half the people on earth, but still some tell us what's in our womb determines our worth. They're convinced we distract them from work, but all I can see are some shoulders. Please don't hinder our education, we're pupils, not soldiers. We are not your baby machines, your housekeepers, your eye candy and a dress. Believe me when I say, people like us are people nonetheless.
Next up, Nadine from 7W.
Excuse me there, standing on one leg. I'm half-caste. Explain yourself, what you mean, when you say half-caste. You mean when Picasso mixes a red and a green, is a half-caste canvas? Explain yourself, what you mean, when you say half-caste. You mean when light and shadow mix in the sky, is half-caste weather? And in that case, England nearly always half-caste. Explain yourself, what you mean, when you say half-caste. You mean when Tchaikovsky mixes a white key with a black key, is a half-caste symphony? Listen, you must come back tomorrow with the whole of your ear, the whole of your eye, and the whole of your mind, and I'll tell you the other half of my story.
Next up we have Anastasia from 8L.
Believe me, if all those endearing young charms were that I gaze on so fondly today, were to change by tomorrow and fleet in my arms like fairy gifts fading away, thou wouldst still be adored as this moment thou art. Let thy loveliness fade as it will, and around the dear ruin each wish of my heart would entwine itself verdantly still. It is not all beauty and youth are thine own, and thy cheeks unprofaned by a tear, that the fervour and faith of a soul can be known, to which time will but make thee more dear. Oh, the heart that has truly loved never forgets, but as truly loves on to the close, as the sunflower turns to her God when he sets, the same look which he turned when he rose.
I'm the homeless woman on the street. My black skin, enough to make you flee. Babies cry as thunder cracks. People avoid me as lightning strikes. She's black, you see, not like you and me. She can't be trusted. She's an illegal immigrant walking our streets. Aren't I like you? Aren't you like me? No, not as far as I can see. I'm the homeless woman on the street. The fact that I'm Muslim is enough to make you flee. Children stare at me as thunder cracks. Adults make them avoid me as lightning strikes. She's Muslim, you see, not like you and me. She can't be trusted. As far as we know, she is a terrorist. Don't go near her. She'll blow us all up. Aren't I like you? Aren't you like me? No, not as far as I can see. I'm the homeless woman on the street, my greying hair enough to make you flee. I'm not given a second glance as thunder cracks. People throw perfectly good food into bins before me as lightning strikes. She's old, you see, not like you and me. She can't be trusted. She's past her prime, now just a waste of time. Aren't the others like me? Like me? I mean, I'm a homeless woman on the street. Food and essentials piling at my feet. I get warm smiles, I'm given blankets, I'm offered directions, I'm helped. People understand my situation, but most of all, I'm white. And look at the others like me as thunder cracks. They look in envy at me as lightning strikes. People like me, with no job and no home, they need what I've been given. I share what I get with the other homeless people around me, but it's not enough. We all need it to live. We are alike and we are the same. I hate stereotypes. They inflict so much hurt and pain and drive people insane. People who believe them have unbelievably small hearts.
Next up we have Bethlehem from 7D.
There are certain times of day when all citizens retire to go home and aspire. It's one of those rules that the greatest fools obey, because the sun is much too sultry and one must avoid its ultraviolet ray. The natives grieve when white men leave their huts, because they're obviously definitely nuts. Mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. The Japanese don't care to, the Chinese wouldn't dare to. Hindus and Argentines sleep firmly from 12 to 1, but Englishmen detest the siesta. In the Philippines, there are lovely screens to protect you from the glare. In the Malay states, there are hats like plates, which the Britishers won't wear. At 12 noon, the natives swoon, and no further work is done. But mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. It's such a surprise for the eastern eyes to see that although the English are a fleet, are quite impervious to the heat. When the white man rides, every native hides in glee, because the simple creatures hope he will impale his society on a tree. It seems such a shame when the English claim the earth. They give rise to such military mirth. Mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. The toughest Burmese bandit can never understand it. In Rangoon, in the heat of noon, is just what the natives shoon. So they put their scorcher right down and lie down in jungle town, where the sun beats down to rage of man and beast. The English garb of the English hub really gets a bit more praise. In Bangkok, at 12 o'clock, they foam at the mouth and run, but mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun.
And next up, Martha from 18 performing an original poem.
run this race with obstacles thrown at every stage, but we can't change our lanes. We have our eyes fixated to a screen, and our bloodline is Wi-Fi, and our minds are controlled by the World Wide Web. We live in a place where the police cares for one race and the other protects themselves, where words are used to cut through people's souls and there's no one to hear our cry. At every corner we see hate, and we have to search for love. We have to search for love. Love is being buried away, kept locked, fighting to be free, but only to be killed day by day. We see the world getting darker as we go. Can't remember the last time we saw a positive word on the headline. Death, destruction, danger pounding on our heads. There is a child dying due to starvation and thirst, with their mother crying on their child's sickbed, feeling as she's failed at motherhood because she couldn't provide. But still we forget to say thank you to our mums. Wow, do you remember the last time you complained about school? Well, there's a young girl right now wishing she had the occasion, but she knows at the age of 14 she will be married with a child with no choice at all, and all she's doing now is wait until she dies. In our world, our 12-year-olds dress like 21-year-olds, and we have teenagers that can't form a sentence without a curse word. And our status is based on how much cash we have in the bank. If only it was based on the character, because last time I checked, is when you die, you don't take the extra stuff with you too. Because people like us live in a dark place, and all we can do is hope and pray that someone brings a light bright enough to take all the darkness away in the world.
Well done all of you. It was an absolute delight to listen to you all this afternoon. What a wonderful time. What a wonderful way to spend an afternoon. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. We were very impressed, weren't we, by the standard of work, both in terms of performance and the poetry that you've written. Okay, so are you ready? Should we start with year 7? Yes. Okay, so year 7. The original poem, our winner is Grace Turner. And Miss will give you a certificate. Well done.
There's your certificate, and there.
Fantastic. Well done. Well done, Grace. Okay, well done. Right, for the pre-written poem, our winner for year 7 is Lorcan Dollamore. Well done. Well done again. You can do year 8.
And there is your blue water voucher. Okay,
well done.
Come stand here as well.
And our winner for the year 8 original poem is Lani Meeks.
Well done indeed.
Oh, I can't keep up here. There's your blue water voucher. Stand here soon.
And lastly, our winner for the pre-written year 8 poem is Anastasia.
Brilliant.
Okay, Anastasia, where was it? Right, okay, there is your certificate, and there is your blue water voucher. Very soon. Right, perfectly judged, I think, time-wise. Do you just want to say anything else? Or
I'd like to reiterate what Miss said. Please just carry on writing. Carry on writing, whether it's poetry, whether it's prose. Come and show your English teachers your work. We would love to read your creative writing. And again, the standard was incredibly high, and it was an absolute pleasure to judge your work. So well done.
For some of the people who didn't win, the scores were very close. It was within a point, and that was between us as well.
Yeah, tough, isn't it? Yeah.